So yeah, I'm gonna jump straight into it. As you can see, I just finished cutting my hair. I got everything set up in order to edge myself up. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're looking good, looking ready, you know? But yeah, jumping straight into it. This first piece of equipment that I got in my hands, this is called a neck duster from Diane. You know, I got this off of Amazon. I'll try to post the link below. But usually when you cut your hair, you want to make sure you use this to dust off any extra hairs on the edge of your hairline. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure it's clean, looking good before you start edging yourself up. But yeah, this is the first step I always do after I cut my hair. Alright, the next step, once you got your hair cleaned up, you want to grab your edgers. As for me, I'm using Andy's Outliner 2. You know what I'm saying? I've been using these bad boys since high school. I zero gapped them and everything like that. They've been holding me down, so once you grab your edgers, and when I start cutting my hair, I always try to follow a line. You know, when it comes to edging yourself up, you want to be able to see lines that are not really there, you know, because ultimately you're following a line that is going to represent your hairline. And if you can't visualize that, if you're not a very visual person, if you can't follow something that, like, imagine that there's a line that you're going to follow, I wouldn't encourage you to do it. Take yourself to the barber, you know what I'm saying? But if you have a barber that you've been going to and they've been messing your hairline back, hey, give it a try. You know, it's better to mess your own hairline up rather than having to go to a barber and pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. I've been cutting my own hair, been edging myself up for some years. When you first start off, you're gonna mess up and make mistakes, but it's not about giving yourself the perfect edge up when you first start off. It's about learning how to be able to give yourself the perfect edge up as time progresses, you know? So that's really what it is, just following imaginary lines. Now, edging up the back isn't as easy, so I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering how I'm holding my guards. When you do the sides, it's a lot easier, but when you go to the back, you want to hold them a certain way to where you give yourself a flat edge up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using a mirror, trying to follow that imaginary line to give the to cut the back hairline. You know, one thing I will say right here is when you cut your edge up, when you edge up any time, you definitely want to make sure you take your time, especially with the back. If you make a mistake, it's going to take you 2 to 3 weeks to possibly see your hair grow back in full effect. You know, so you definitely want to take your time. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm kind of going pretty fast. But as a beginner, take your time. All right, so sometimes, as you'll see, you'll get a better view in this mirror. Sometimes I have to squint my eye to be able to try to see that imaginary line that I'm gonna try to cut. You know, sometimes when you got both of your eyes open, it kind of throws off your vision, you know. So it's like, for me with glasses, I have to usually like close one eye so I can get a better view and try to get that imaginary line and cut it just the way I want it, you know. One thing worth mentioning right here is after you finish your edge up, always use your edger to like just cut away any extra hairs on the outside of your neck. You know, it's no good at having a clean edge up if you got surrounding hairs, you know. So always take the time just to make sure you got all the extra hairs that are away from your hairline trimmed up and shaved off. After you edge yourself up, you always want to take a moment to just look around and make sure your edge up is the way you want it. I kind of noticed that on the left side, I rounded it off a little bit. So I'm gonna just touch it up a little bit on the right side, just try to kind of give it that more rounded look. That's the reason why after you do your edge up, I always take a brief moment just to look at it to see if both of your sides are straight. I usually try to go with box type edge up in the back, you know, but when you make mistakes, if you know how to cut your own hair and edge yourself up, you can fix them. All right, now at this moment, I'm gonna switch it up, go to edging myself up in the front. First thing I always start off doing, I always brush my hair. You know, I didn't show you guys before, but you always want to brush your hair down. You know, so I brush the front down, and then with glasses, it kind of like blocks your sideburns. So you gotta take your glasses off, make sure you brush your sideburns down and everything. And then when I'm starting off, I use my glasses. You can see the way I'm holding my glasses right now, so I can still see, but at the same time, you gotta edge up that part of your sideburns where your glasses will be touching, you know. So when I'm edging up the front, I usually try to edge up this part first. This area is where my glasses, the frames, they kind of block me from being able to edge myself up, you know. So you want to be able to just trim up and edge up this part make sure you cut that imaginary line, so then you can put your glasses back on the normal way. But for me, I don't always have contacts. You know, sometimes you may be on a trip, you know, you don't have your contacts or whatever the case is, but you still need to edge yourself up. You probably forgot them and you're trying to figure out, dang man, how can I get an edge up? This is what I've been doing for a while. You know, it's a little trick that allows me to edge myself up with my glasses, you know, and at the same time still stay looking fresh, you know. So yeah, so I do my right side first and then I switch over to my left side. Like I said, you want to try to edge up this part first so you can put your glasses back on the normal way. But it's easier because you're trying to follow a straight line. Sometimes, as you can see, I'm trying to round off my edge up, but I try to stick to just simply edging up the part where my frames block me from edging myself up. You know, it's the same thing I do when I cut my hair as well. You know, I'll take my glasses off and look the same way, just so I can allow my clippers to go down and cut with the grain the parts where my glasses may block them off. You know, so this is something that you can do while you edge yourself up or while you're cutting yourself, while you cut your own hair. So once you cut both sides of your hair, put your glasses back on, and then you can just go back to trimming your hair up the normal way. You know, the front is a little bit more challenging because you have more angles that you have to cut. As you can see, you gotta cut the boxes on your sideburns, as well as on the top on your front hairline. You gotta cut the boxes right there as well. You know, so always make sure you brush your hair down and then try to take your time. Like I mentioned, you always want to take your time. I start off in the middle, try to cut that widow's peak off, you know. But yeah, this is something worth mentioning right here. I get asked all the time, people trying to tell me I put my do-rag on wrong. That's why I got a line in the front of my head. But honestly, everybody's not the same. You know, I have a cowlick in the front of my hair, and you can kind of notice it's a small patch where your hair grows differently. So when I try to edge myself up, when I try to cut my hair, when I'm trying to get waves in the front, it's really hard for me just because I have a cowlick. But I can care less about it. You know, I can't change it. It's part of your genetics. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so at the end of the day, man, what I'm really just trying to tell you is learn how to love yourself, because most likely other people won't. They won't understand, and they'll try to make fun of you. But that's all I got to say about it. So another tip I want to give y'all right now, once you finish edging yourself up, what I try to do is brush my hair back. You know, if I don't trim my hair down, if I don't go a half guard lower, what I want to do is try to brush my hair back so I can make sure I'm cutting those lines. It's something that I've been doing. It's like a little tip just to make sure you see everything clear. I know some people may be looking at this video funny, like, man, that dude look like a pimp named Slickback. But hey, it's something that works. Trust me, give it a try. Let me know how it worked for you down in the comments below. But by doing this, you can see actually if you are cutting the lines on your edge up. You know, as I mentioned, if you don't go a half guard lower than your original cut, which means I cut a 2.5 with the grain. So on my edges, I'll try to cut a 2, or sometimes I'll try to cut a 1.5 lower on the edge of my hairline. I didn't do that this time, so what I try to do is just brush the front of my hair back so I can see that I'm making sure that my hairline is crisp. That's just a little tip. And yeah, don't worry about your waves getting messed up. You know what I'm saying? When you brush it back down, if your hair is trained the right way, your waves will go right back into place. But it's just something that helps make sure you get a crisp edge up, you know. And afterwards, I follow it up. You see I brush my hair again, and it kind of shows the little baby hairs that hang over. And then I just try to hit those once again, you know. So yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. I'm not gonna finish edging myself up, but I'm gonna give you all a quick tip. If your hairline starts burning, if your blades start burning real bad, you want to use this product right here. It's called Andy's Cool Care. If you don't, you're definitely gonna be feeling the burn. You know what I'm saying? You may even end up with some scars. Sometimes when you're edging yourself up and when you first start off, it takes you a while to get the hang of it, you know. And if your if your clippers are still on, they get extra hot, you know. So I bought this off of Amazon. It helps lubricate the blades. It helps disinfect them. Helps keep them cool. You know what I'm saying? I post the link below. But yeah, this is just something I learned along the way that I just want to give you all a tip on. It is very helpful. And I'm just gonna finish edging myself up a little bit later. While I was shooting this video, it was kind of hard to see because I had the camera in my face. trying to look in the mirror. But yeah, it's your boy J. Lou. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to just sign off. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Always make sure you clean your blades. Make sure you clean the sink. Do whatever is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Cleanliness is next to godliness. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, after you finish it off, check it, look it in the mirror. It's your boy J. Lou. I'm signing off. Peace.